Hi guys, welcome to the stream tonight as we are going to Birmingham. Hi guys, welcome to the stream tonight as we are going to So, just testing out the audio. Just testing out the audio as things were just a little bit low on that aspect side of things. So, apologies if it is a little bit too much with the normal volume. But the normal volume for the mic should be okay for now. So we're going to be going down to Birmingham from Dublin, as we've got this lovely AerLingus Airbus, which you can see from the outside. It's a lovely Airbus as we ride out today. So we've got everything all prepared, we've got the Navigraph charts and everything all in. What we've got to do is just get the performance and then we can get the aircraft out onto runway 28 left. We've got a flight time should be about under an hour, shouldn't be too long. Should be pretty good. We've got 162, we've got 3.9 on cargo, and we've got 7.8 on the tanks. Took a little bit extra just in case it was a little bit wrong from the predictions. So what we'll do, as we've got everything all in, the iris already aligned, so obviously it was fiddling about with the audio to try and get that to work. So we'll just get all of our lights on, get the co-pilot side on as well, bright little screens. And then we can get down. We're going to be going to Verona after, which is going to be just a little bit longer. We'll cut straight over the UK and then jump straight over Amsterdam and then straight down into Verona. First time flying to Verona as well. Do the ILS straight in, so it should be pretty fun this evening as we get ready to depart. So we're going to the FMC, go and get all the charts and everything. So we've got in Birmingham, so we'll go into the initial, we'll get Echo India Delta Whiskey for Echo Golf for Bravo Bravo. Send that in, get the IRS aligned, which should already is done pretty much. On for the cost index, we're going to be taking cost index of 31 on this flight today, and flight level is going to be 210, so not very high at all on the flight. Leaving out, going for 28 left, and we're going to be using the Liffey 7 Alpha. So 28 left, Liffey 6 Alpha, which is there, so it's probably just a difference with the nav charts. So Liffey Alpha 6, insert that, go back down to our flight plan as we ride to Birmingham. So from Liffey we're going to take the Lima 975. That's going to take us down to Malud. And then from Malud, that is pretty much the arrival. So back onto the flight plan. For the Malud, we're coming in for runway 33, so the ILS for 33, and we've got the Malud 1 Bravo. Okay, there's the Malud 1 Bravo. And just to check if there is any transitions from Malud, just go in, get the charts, go onto our stars. And from Malud, if there is anywhere, it's going to be chase if it is there. If not, we won't bother. No. So just insert that straight from there. So that's all fine. Go to our perf, actually get our weights and that all in too, before we do forget. So on for the Fenix. So we've got 68, 31, 2. And fuel leaving is 7.8. So 7.8, which is in. On for the perf, we get that all set. So it's partial perf. Load the sync. Sync weather 1025. And just checked. 1025. Calculate that all up for us. So we've got 133, 146 and a 148, 57 and 1. Okay, 146 and a 146. Yeah, so 133, 146, 6 and 57. Okay, flex temp 57. 1 on the flaps. Transaltitude 5000, 1250. reduction. And off the acceleration out for engine out, 1250 as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the APU all started up now. Okay, turn that on. We just checked, everything else is pretty much already set for us to go. Get the flow lights, get TV lights. That's basically us. We'll just wait for the APU now, and then we'll have a look at the departure. So the departure leaving out, as we leave out on the Liffey for Dublin on runway 28. The Liffey is basically going to come out, we're going to take a right hand turn after departure. So I'll just check that out now. So there's Liffey, we're going to be leaving out runway 28 left. Once we make a right hand turn for the Dublin VOR, then hit the 094 all the way to Adswog, carry that on through to Liffey max 290 under flight level 230. So transition is 5,000 feet, so after that we'll switch to standard. Go for 210, which is all managed, which we've got little lights, so it's managed mode. So 210, which is also checked and set. Just waiting for the APU, which I think is ready, just waiting for the gen to come back down. And then that'll be us ready to leave for Birmingham. No, it's not a bad flight. Verona will probably be a little bit more interesting as we leave out. So flaps open, everything's all in. There's the APU which is available, APU bleed which can go on now, and we are now ready to depart. So we go to our ground services, turn everything off, GPU which can be turned off, just checked, get the chocks, full stairs, can connect the tug. Let's just wait for him now to connect up to us. Engines can go to engine start. Switch over to the engine panel. And we can now start the turn. Switch off the parking brake. And we'll start it all up. So we go for engine number 2, which we can ignite in. And as the EGT starts to increase, once the engines come stable, N2, etc., we'll start to lift now. And then we'll see engine number 2 come in and get ready to leave. So we should hear everything come in. We'll see the hydraulics once they come through, as we'll see the ailerons, etc. come in. Okay, pretty tight. So I'm just going to attempt to stop here. That's fine. Okay. Parking brake. Number 1 can come in. N2 is increasing now for engine number 1. Totally disconnected. And away we go. Okay, the APU. We'll just wait for engine number 1 to come in. Protected windshield will go off as well, so auto, run, auto, which is in. Going for a flaps 1. And it's going to be down at 0.1 as well. Okay, which is checked. Everything is all good. There's engine number 2 now come in. EGT is increasing. EGT stabilising, so we get the APU bleed off, probe bleed, start the APU, should come off. Beacons on, cabs goes to, taxi lights can go on as well, external fires which are checked. Seatbelt signs, no smoking, and was it ready to max, and that is us now ready to leave. So parking brake can go off now, and we're on power on up to runway 28. It's literally just to the left of us. Good evening, my man. Hope you're doing well, pal. Hope you're having a great weekend. Just veer off now. 28 left is pretty much just over there. So there's some power in, and then taxi left, and then join on for 28 left. So a little quick short run down to Birmingham, and then we'll head straight on for Verona, which is about an hour and a half afterwards. So we'll refuel, turn around, and then come back. Should be very nice. And zoom in. That's great, my man. It's nice to have you here, pal. Should be an enjoyable flight, that's for sure. 100%. So, spoilers can be armed. We'll do the takeoff test, which is going to come back normal. Cabin's ready. Yeah, I'll do that in a second, pal. So I'm taxi and I've got my hands on the throttle. Obviously, I've got the mic, the mouse next to it, so once I'm straight, then we can do that. Okay, there we go. There we go, all done. Might as well have the Airbus A320, didn't we? Okay, we've got the TCAS on, so I ain't got to worry about that afterwards. There we go. Okay, so we're actually going to cut off left here, that'll join us on to 2A straight away. Stripes, got me time for lights are on. Everything else to checked. That's wicked, my man. You know what? I'm missing the 747-200. I do want to get back into that 747 because that is rustic. Like, it's so classic. There's no systems really at all. It's all literally hands-on. It's such a good aircraft to fly. That was really most enjoyable, and the 737-200. That was really nice because you're using the INS, everything all there. So here we are, 28 left. Get everything all pre-checked. But yeah, I do want to get back into X-Plane. I know they got X-Plane 12, but there's been a lot of positivity around it. I don't really want to buy it, and it's just another X-Plane 11, you know. So we've got landing lights on, takeoff which is on, everything's managed. We've got 57 on flex, which is there. I'm not going to bother doing the rollout like what the Airbus pilots say because I always mess it up. So we are now ready to go. Trim's all set, 0.1 down, and the cabin's ready. The takeoff figure is normal. So power up to 50%. Just forward on the column. Stabilised. That's okay. Hey, manual flex, SRS, runway. Then the rest, that's it. I don't know the rest. I'll mess it up. So we've got our airspeed, which is alive. 100 knots, neutral on the joystick. V1, rotate. E2, positive ready, gear up. So, gears on down. Well, it's probably gear up, so don't know what's going on there. So just follow through, possibly 1100 feet. Set the throttle equals to Overclocked. There we go. Let's drop down that pitch just a little to maintain it, so we can start to speed up now. We'll do a little wing view. There we go, as we leave a lovely, lovely island. So I'm looking forward to the flights tonight. Obviously we've got a mic, so it's not like a sterile cockpit like the last few have been. I didn't have it on me. So you have got me here, and we can go in. It's just that we are to turn them on as well, which is also checked. After 2003, we can get the autopilot in. Actually, do you know what? We'll take the autopilot out. We'll fly it manually on the turn. So we'll cut that off. We'll fly it manually on the turn. Then once we line back up for iffy, then we'll come back round and get ready to go. Yeah, like with X-Plane 11 and 12, they've both kind of got like the same sort of layout I've seen. And it's not... I mean, it does have its ups and downs. Like, it's got some nice textures, don't get me wrong, but if I've got to go back to ortho scenery again, then that's not really going to be my, I'm not really feeling that, to be honest. So I spent too many hours doing the orthos to get a flight ready, and it didn't really, you know, it's nothing compared to Microsoft, but the only downer is you don't get the physics of X-Plane 11 in the aircraft like you do with Microsoft in the, you get the physics of X-Plane 11, but in Microsoft that's the only thing they're lacking. Unless you've got a pay-wear aircraft, you're really gonna know about it when you come to like flying it, handling the aircraft, etc. So we're just getting up to our slat retraction speed, so speed check, just slats up. Once we make this right hand turn, we'll get the autopilot in, and then you guys can catch some lovely views. And then we'll get some music in, and we can kick back. It's only a very short flight just to Birmingham, so it's not very long. Then once we get to Verona, that's when it's going to be quite a thing. So, for some reason the flaps aren't working. The reason the flaps are not working is because earlier on with my Thrustmaster throttles, I basically took it apart to try and put the screw back in that holds the throttles more solid, and now I can see that it's actually knackered the flap switch, so I'll probably have to do the flaps manually, maybe, as with the Thrustmaster throttles. Try to undo it so I can put the screw back in, which tightens up the throttles to keep it more sturdier, because obviously you need it with the Airbus, as if you just rock it, it'll just knock back. By doing so, I think it has done one, but I'm not too sure. Those flaps will go down for some reason, they never go back up again. So I'm just passing through 6,000 feet now, past the transition, which is standard on overhead. Get the runway tunnel flags, and which is also checked as we're now going for iffy. Just hit 2.5, we'll get the autopilot in now, so you guys can have a lovely little look outside as you just leave Dublin. Throttles roll in and left, so we can get some views. Get a little bit of music. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear it. So there's been some problems with the audio today, so I'm not going to bank on it, but we'll see. But enjoy the views, we will go through everything and get the aircraft fully configured for Birmingham as well. So I'm going to keep the music down just a little bit because my mic's gone on a really crazy one today. I do want you guys to be able to hear me. So I'll show you guys the arrival once we come in for lovely Dublin. Sorry, so just leaving Dublin now, just heading off the coast as we enter down into the UK. So we've got Birmingham coming in for runway 33. We're going to do the Addons, which should obviously be in count 1. So it's nice to have the mic, so you guys aren't just looking around thinking, oh, what am I doing? And just moving like this. So on for the arrival, we've got the Malud 1 Bravo, which is right here. So we're going to be coming in for Malud, which is going to be a flight level 270, 19 nautical miles on a 131. We're then going to hit for Ambient, we'll be tunnels on a 122. Finally hit on 127 for crew, way to chase, which is going to be max 210 as speed for flight level 90. Once we hit that, then come in for the ILS. We're then going to basically run it as an NDB, of the ILS DOE as well. So hit the NDB, then run it out onto the 169, 7 nautical miles, roll in on that left-hand turn, so it's set for 326, 110 decimal 1 for the India Bravo Mike. 2,000 feet, descent from 2005, so once we pass the location, which is the NDB, move across 2,000 feet, then set for the glide slope, 3-degree glide path, we'll probably run it in normally like about 750 or so. So that is the arrival. The ILS 528 for 200 foot decisions, the MD A320 528 200 foot decision rate. Trans, which is going to be in, we'll have that down the perf anyway, which will be in as well. Check the systems, which are normal, recalls normal. We get spoilers, which can go off, which are checked. So that is all good for us. Now I didn't get a chance to come in and have a go at the bad weather that was over in Florida. I see everybody was having a crack at it, but because I didn't have the mic, I wasn't really going to be streaming or anything the other day. I didn't get a chance to actually have a crack at it, but it did look pretty bad. It really looked bad down there. You know, imagine what it was like for the people actually going through it. I mean, I did record a hurricane which was down just off the coast near Dominican Republic about a week ago, and we went straight through that for the arrival, and it was pretty rocky. I don't know, it was southwest, but it was just a recording, so it wasn't nothing major. I was just going to roll it out on just a normal edit, but it was looking really nice. Weather's okay for now, so it's not looking too bad. We get the METARs up for Dublin. Let's try and get this up. There we go. My screens everything are on as well. So just passed through 15,000 landing lights, which can go off, which are checked. Runway televised taxis are off, Cockpit, which are on. All the recalls been done. Hopefully we can get the weather in as well. I mean, obviously the terrain, but that's something to do with the Sabo. So until Sabo actually does get their act in and code the weather, then we will be able to get some lovely colours down on the navigational displays, like for both the PMDG and the Fenix. That's probably one thing that it lands. We turn the seatbelt signs off, you know, one can have a roll around, go to the toilet, go see the cabin crew, get some drinks. But yeah, so I mean, Microsoft Flight Simulator is really good. It is really good. I didn't think much of it when it first released. When it first released, it had sort of arcadey look. It wasn't anything that really floated my boat. I was more interested in staying with X-Plane. It didn't interest me at all. But since all the updates and everything have come through, it has actually really changed. And now we've got some payware aircraft in the vicinity as well. I've got PMDG, we've got the 700 and the 800, which I've got. And we've got the Phoenix A320, because I thought, you know what, I need to get an Airbus. I can't be sitting there just doing the 737. Like, you know, there are people out there that do like to see the Airbus as well. And I quite like the Airbus. It's quite nice. It's quite easy to run. You get an auto trim as well. You don't have to worry about taking the auto throttle out on landing, which is quite nice. But I do prefer the manual throttle of the 737. In X-Plane, the physics for that, it's perfect. In here, the PMDG coming into land, it's a little bit touch and go because the controls are so sensitive. It's just one of them things. Like, you can't really get stuck in. Like, if you could see, if you had a look at the, you can see the throttle. Then on the X-Plane coming in on the Zebra, it's going around like a roller coaster. You know, really getting stuck into it. But with the PFDG, just little movements and that's it. So yeah, how's it going, Kurt, my man? Hope you're doing well, and have a great weekend. The 320 is nice. I like the A320. Obviously got EasyJet, you've got Wizz Air, you've got lots of European airliners. So we will be broadening out, expanding. That's one thing that we will be doing. So 210, we can just see now. See the UK coming over. There's Malud, who's right there. There's 21, which is in. Malud's right there, so it's literally a quick up and then down. As we can see, as we had on the arrival, flight level 270, so we're quite low anyway, so we'll just keep it at 21. That was there, which was on the flight plan. We'll see that we've got the intercept, which is right there as we come in. So we are right there. That's great, my man. I hope you're enjoying the 737. I mean, it is a fantastic aircraft, that's definitely for sure. The 737 is. Hopefully you're flying somewhere that's nice and hot. I would like to go back to Takeoff in the sim. Try that again. That would be something really nice. We did go in the other day, but for some reason when we come down, I don't know if it was the RNAV approach we was doing. It just went a little bit ski whiff. It wasn't most enjoyable. But I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you are, don't forget to give it a like. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. As you can see, something with the banner keeps freezing for some reason. Not really too sure why. But I'm sure we'll find out and get that sorted at some point. So we are not that far from the lead. Very quick flight down, and then we've got Verona, which is a nice big one, which we come into. We've never flown to Verona before, so that will be something interesting to have a crack at. We've got the I'm not going to bother getting the charts up yet, so we've got this all set there. What we'll do is once we get down on the ground and we park up at the stand, we'll take a few minutes break, swing the aircraft round, we'll get the flight back up on Simbury for Verona, then we can just tap it and it'll lock that all in for us as well. So the approach briefing and everything, once we get to the destination as well, so we'll get the berth, get all of this in. Let's go back up to the main menu, check in on what the weather's saying down in Birmingham. Now, the weather's not been too bad down here in the UK. It's been sunny to an extent. Temperature hasn't been all that. That's one thing, temperature hasn't been all that. So let's go in, let's check the arrivals. On the arrivals we've got 3204, visibility is fine, scattered 4007 and 14. So 14, 1224 and 3274 and 320 and 4, 14, 1224. Flaps full, 141 coming in on the arrival. And you can see transition. It's at 6,000 feet, which is fine. So, I haven't even been into Birmingham either in the sim, so again, that's another first for the flights. We'll be streaming all the time now. We're going to get the streams. I know we're always doing the premieres, but I think it's right to just do live streams for you guys, get that all in, so you can actually interact with me as we're flying, and if there is a balls up, then you will be witnessing as well. So 210, follow that all the way past my level, so it's 270 from my level. Just see if we can move the little markers for the speeds. Oh, you can, that's wicked. So that's just like 300 as well, that's a standby one. That's quite nice. 210. There's the ETP, so basically that's the point we can turn back to Dublin if we really need be. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend, and thanks for joining me this evening as we do these two flying sectors into Birmingham and into Verona. Everything, it is a real world flight from Dublin to Birmingham. Verona isn't go from Dublin to Verona, but I thought, you know what, instead of just doing a quick flight here, we'll go straight to Birmingham and then we'll double it up and go straight to Verona on the way. Now Verona, I didn't have a little look at whereabouts Verona was exactly. So Verona is in Italy. That's where we're going. Straight after here, we're going to be flying into Italy. As I say, it's the first time flying at both of these airports tonight. I've been in Birmingham before in the sim. Don't know why. Verona was just one out of the blue. I wanted to mix it up a little. I didn't want to do all the normal ones that we do. I wanted to do different airports, you know, and obviously being in Europe, you know, I like doing the European flights. So we are now just going to get ready, just about past the ECP. Then we'll make that right-hand turn from 11, which will then bring us in onto the arrival. That's the arrival start. So the arrival start, as you can see, so we'll make that right-hand turn. As you can see, we just hit my lead. We'll go to 131 as we only went for a flight level 210. Using the real-time weather, I'm using the real-time as if it's dark. I want you guys to be able to see like scenery, etc. I don't want to be in the dark, so you're not even going to see nothing, you know. So we're going to get ready for that right-hand turn. That'll be the 131. Obviously, because everything's all in managed, and we've got to keep tracking in on the head. Like you're looking at the 737. Obviously should be there, which it is 30 nautical miles. And then we come through to Armpit, or Ampit, and then crew to chase, and then it's literally direct straight to the NDB, which we can actually get in now. Plug the NDB in, just so we've got it there for reference. 406. Yeah, I mean, I'll do the real-time weather all the time. That's always there in the sim for me, but when it comes down to the real-time, I like to sort of set my own times, more to daytime if anything, because I want you guys to be able to see the scenery. I don't want it to be a case where we're in the dark and you can't see anything, there's still lights flying about the place, you know. So off the arrival, we've got a flap set full. It's only 4 knots, which is fine. Baron for India is 528. There's that right-hand turn onto the 131. There's the descent point, which is going to come in, and that will descend us all the way to 2,000 feet. So let's check to see on the flight level 27, which would have been anyway. We're going to start to descend once we pass 216 for Ampere, 200 mandatory for knocking, 250 on the speed, which is the limit, and on 210 all the way to chase. So I'm just going to check the plan, see what's going in for us, see what's going to store. So we tried setting it up with the model matching, didn't go to plan. Now we've got the FSTL, or whatever it's called, the model matching that's come in. Yeah, I probably will set it up at some point. I haven't really been too bothered with that for the time being. You know, I just like to get everything nice and proper with it. I don't like just jumping in and bang, I like just being sloppy. I like to keep everything nice. So once I do get around to doing that, I will definitely. So I don't know what the aircraft's going to do. It should ring around realistically, because that is the arrival chart. So basically go over the airport and then come back in. So let's make sure there's the top of the 7, we've got over 2,000, make sure we've got 2,000 in, there's a 3-degree glide path, which is good. So drop that down, we'll see what it does. It's probably going to do a ring around if anything. So, obviously it would be like a pearl drop. That's what we would be doing on the island. Could back it out. I'm not going to bother, I'm just going to do some I do what needs to do here for Birmingham. If it was a 747, then what we would have done is tracking the NDB, or say as soon as we move past the NDB, we're going to track 169 outbound. And then once we hit 7 nautical miles from the India Bravo Mike, we then would have made a left-hand turn and tracked it for 326. And there's top of December, wind coming in. We're going to get ready to start our descent down and fly to Birmingham. Hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. Sunday, boring old Sunday. So I'm 10 nautical miles now before we come down here to Birmingham. So in the UK now, I'm just entered in off the coast, ready to start our descent. How's it going, Pedro? I hope you're well, my man. Hope you're having a great evening. This flight is only going to be about 5 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes tops. Then we're going to swing around. I'm going to go to Verona, which is going to be about an hour and a half. So 2 sectors tonight. First one's going to Birmingham. The second one is going down to Verona. Says the ATF, which is coming. Check the names. India Bravo Mike, 110.1. That's going to be the course for 325, 326, 1 off. Just leave it in with the sim. So, we started to descend, leaving flight level 210, it's the descent point. Come on, speed brakes as well. So, spoilers are open. There's just something wrong with it, mate. There's nothing I can do with it at the moment, unfortunately. There's just something going on with OBS. I've just put the mic back in, and it's literally just not working properly for some reason. Probably have to get a new one, or just see what's going on with the settings. So yeah, sorry for that, mate, but that's just how it is for tonight. I mean, I'll try and speak a little bit louder. I mean, I'll push the mic a little bit more closer to me if that helps. Okay, so we're passing through 17,007. Going to get the aircraft all configured to come in. So seatbelt signs are on. We've got the no smoking, which is always on, unless anyone wants to have a cheeky one. We've got the runway turn-off lights and everything all set up, just so we ain't got to worry about them as we come in for the taxi, which is also checked. Standards coming over at 6,000 feet, 1024. And we'll just check recall, get that all in. So the recall is normal on all the systems, which is normal as well. So that's us all set and ready. So we've got the 9,000, which is in for mandatory, which is 90210, which is in now. As you can see, it's going straight up, so I'm going to see exactly what this aircraft's going to do when it sort of gets to the end, because it should be following the pole drop, but for some reason it's not. So I don't know, what I might do is once we hit the NTB, I might just track outbound onto the 169, and then at 7 nautical miles and swing it back in and then direct it. I'm not too sure. We'll have a look. It's just literally going direct straight to the runway and over tracking and then going to the Sierra 26 fix. We'll see what happens. Don't need terrain on either. So it was a very quick flight, as you can see. We've been in the air about 20 minutes, not even that. Zero on the speed. 7, then 250 limit, way down to chase. So chase is right there, then move across. So we should be following the pole drop. For some reason it's going to go straight to fix and then spin us around. So there's chase, rocking us in. You know what, I think we need to put in the prime. So we've got the NTB, which is going to be the Bravo Hotel X-ray. So let's just have a look. So the arrival was in 3-3. Bravo X-ray. So I think it'll be the one which had a flight plan. 169 should be it. So now we should get the pole drop. There we go. That's us all set for the arrival. So just to put the transition in, we need to put the MTB transition, which will give us then the pole drop. Then if we go down to our plan, we can then see the aircraft's going to come through from crew, follow it to chase. Once hit the NTB, hit the 169, and then come all the way round onto that left-hand turn. There's a decel from 7 nautical miles, and then we intercept in for runway 33. So not a bad one, should be a nice one. And I hope you guys are having an enjoyable evening today. Hope you had a good day too. It's been a little bit touch and go with the weather here in the UK. It's got quite cold over the last week, which I have noticed. Like last week it started getting really cold. So we're hitting 12,000, we're getting landing lights on now, we're into 10. Not too far now from the airport. So there we are, just need to chase. Then chase, we're going to directly go to the NTB. The NTB is already in on navigation. 406, the Bravo Hotel X-ray, which is the and the India Bravo mic, which is the 110.1, which is going to be the ILS, and 325 over on the charts, but 326 the aircraft will follow, which is also set checked for us. So I'm going to go outside and have a little look at the aircraft quickly. Let's have a little look. So you guys can have a little look at that lovely AerLingus aircraft today. So there she is, as she gets ready to come in. That should be the aircraft leveling off for 10,000, and now we will start to slow down. On the speed, mandatory, then we slow down to 210. 9,000 we hold, and then we drop down. So with the new pole drop, we hit the Bravo Hotel X-ray, which is the NTB, which is 5,006, mandatory 3,004 for the 07, so 7 nautical miles out from the Bravo Hotel X-ray NTB, so the 07 is 47 miles out. Make that left-hand turn to the Charlie Foxtrot 33, and that'll be us pretty much configured in, near enough to come in for Birmingham. So in just a few minutes time, probably say about 3-4 minutes or so, we'll touch in for the NTB. As you can see, it's right there, the little green arrow. QNH will come over for 6,000 feet, and that'll be us all ready to come in. And then once we arrive, I think we've just got to get in the airport charts. So for the turn off, will it come off at Charlie? That should enter us right in for the terminal. So that's quite nice. Quite a nice drop off as soon as we come out. feet, which is down, just going to be the last altitude point that we're going to hit before we hit the ILS. Put landing systems in. Let's just bring up the ILS there. So we're just back from the airport, dead in straight. It's coming in from the opposite side. The NTB's in, which I've got set on number 1, which is right there, and on the right, I've got the VOR for Honolulu. So let's get ready to go. I don't know if the landing frame, the landing thing that pops up. I don't know if it will actually display the right one. For some reason, like the banner above keeps freezing on certain points, so I don't know why that keeps happening. Probably refresh it, but I'm just going to leave it for now. Hopefully on the next leg it does kick in. So there's the airport in front of us. We're going to fly over the airport. There's 210 just coming in. I'm going to keep the slats up for now. We're going to enter them down. I know the clean speed there is the green dot. Let me jump here as we're coming in. But the scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator, that's something that the X-Plane cannot match, and I don't think they're ever going to merge together, should we say, to bring the physics of X-Plane and the scenery rolled into Microsoft as one. Everyone new here and subscribed, thanks very much for joining the channel, as there will be more live streams coming. We're going to do that from now on, I think, as Microsoft is quite enjoyable to do. And it's great to be here with you guys as well at the same time, and like I said, if there's balls up, you are going to see it first. So we're going to trip out onto the 196, the 167, sorry. As you can see, there was two transitions, the Bravo Hotel X-Ray 1 and 2. The one was the 169, which we wanted for the Cat C and Ds. Here the aircraft is powering up and lowering down. I'm going to drop it into a slat, but I'm not going to bother. So, as you see, 177 on that left-hand turn. So, drive speed. I'll take manual control, I think. So it's 216. QNHs can now come back over, 1024. And chart checked. Speed brake is armed. Auto brake medium. Landing lights and everything is on as well. As we now get ready to come in. It's passing through 5007. There's a decel, 56. As we now hit the power drop, then get ready for that left-hand turn. So we're literally flying just overhead of the airport runway. Take it outside, you guys will probably get to see it. So the airport is right under here somewhere. There it is. So there's the airport. It's a little bit jaggedy, but that is the airport right there. As you fly from height, I think obviously the terrain and everything gets a little bit lower. We're going to drop to 177. So landing systems are on. Just got to hit the approach, wait until the glide slope gets underneath. As soon as the localizer comes in, the glide slope will activate, so I'll either come in on the localizer and then drop for the glide slope for 2000. No, it's not going to rise up yet, the glide slope. Ready for that left-hand turn on the bell drop. The recall systems, which are normal. Okay, engines are on the lower display. Company message, that's probably the load sheet from on the left. Landing lights, runway turn-offs, taxis are on. Cabin is advised. Okay, so we drop down to 177 now. Drop down into flaps 1. 177. As you can see, there we go. Throttles are in. There's that left-hand turn. Aircraft will continue descending onto its mandatory altitude restrictions until we get to our final approach fix, which is going to be for 2,000 feet. Now, as we've got 141 coming in on the arrival, 3 degrees of the glide path, that's going to give us a 475, we'll call it, the descent profile. So let's see what I can do with the Airbus, shall we? As with the 737, that's something that I always fly, so being in the Airbus, it is the only thing I don't like. The auto throttle is good, especially when you land and you haven't got to worry about it. But what I don't like is if you pitch down just a little bit near the threshold, the throttles then idle back to stop the speed from increasing, which then in turn, when you pull up to flare, bang, you're then dropping out of the sky pretty much, where I would increase just a little bit of throttle just to keep that there, for instance. So we'll get the approach on now, as we are underneath the glide slope. 2,000 feet, we'll make sure we've got the gear down. That's flaps 2. When we start the approach with 5 nautical miles out. Set. Yeah, that's it. Because the throttles take a little bit to react. It's too short to compensate it, and yeah, you just fall out of the sky. So there's the localizer in, which is checked. I'm going to drop into flaps 2, gear down. Down to 156. Okay, glide slope is in. So Cat 1, which is set. Got the MDF 528, which is 200 foot decision. And we'll get ourselves ready now for the approach. Coming off at Charlie, so if we do get off at Charlie, we'll leave it off low. It's coming in pretty slow anyway. There's 2,000, which will pass. Then the missed approach, which I highly down. We climb to 3,000, straight ahead 3,000, and then it's directed. So wish me luck. There's 2,000 feet gone. 1580 AGL. Flaps will be full, cabin's ready. So, we go down. Flaps 3. On the track, 4 nautical miles, 1660 on the glide slope. That's a little bit off.
1,000.
Okay, flaps full. 141. Which is checked. Okay, flaps full, so landing checklist gears down, 3 green, landing lights are set, autobrakes are medium, spoilers are armed, and we are established for the runway. So, I'll disconnect the autopilot. Now I have control of the aircraft. So about 700 feet per minute, 750 we're looking.
500.
Start coming down a little bit as we're going on the pumpers. There we go. 2 red, 2 white.
100 above.
100 above, just hold off. As you see, throttles come in. I would have been adding power straight away for that.
Minimum.
Minimum's continue. Pull it down now, nice and steady.
100. 50. 40, 30, 20, retard.
Okay. Speed brakes are on. Yeah, this is alright. Okay. Let's just get this up back in. Ride down to the end. so then we can turn around. All the way down. Okay, so we're going to come off at the end, make a left, right. So I'll get the brakes on. Make this right hand turn. For some reason I thought it was coming in the opposite side, but it's in Charlie. So what I'll do is for the Verona flight, I will get the replay system and then we'll go do it for the first one, as I don't want it to impact anything on the performance side. Hey, thanks my man, thanks Anakin, Pedro, appreciate it man. So we'll get all the spoilers in, and we'll get the flaps all retracted, which we can see. We'll come off onto this right hand side, and then we'll taxi down to stand, turn around for about 2-3 minutes at the gate, and then we will get back for Verona, leaving from Birmingham. So thanks to everybody who's here tonight. If you do enjoy the stream, don't forget to give it a like, and if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and join the community, as we'll be streaming all the time now. So flaps are fully set back, and the system's going to be turned off. I'm going to turn the flight directors off. We're going to be coming back out again off of that. Get the APU, which can get started. The 737 it'll be about a minute and a half after landing. We can start that up. Turn that on. Should be checked. APUs now should start to rise. And welcome to Birmingham. Thanks, my man. With the Airbus, a little bit different than flying in the 737, you know, but if they do fix the physics properly, where we can really like get stuck in to the controls, then it would be really good. You know, I might get XP Realistic as well, because I did have that in on X-Plane, so I might get that in here as well, which would be nice. So we get a little bit of rocking in on turbulence, etc. There is lovely AerLingus. It's just come down into Birmingham. And off the runway now. Just get everything all set and configured. So landing lights can go off, strobes are off. Now that's one. Runway turn off lights, taxis all on as well. And we are ready to go into a stand. Then, like I say, once we get into a stand, give it 2 or 3 minutes, we'll turn around, just have a quick 2-minute break, and then we will configure back in for Verona. I'll load up the sim brief for Verona as well, so that we can get it back in on the navigraph and everything here. And then we will jet off to Italy, which is going to be a first as well. I haven't flown to Verona in Italy, so that'll be something to see as well. Yeah, we're going to be doing another flight after this, Pedro. We're going to be going to Verona in Italy. As soon as we park up to the gate and go into stand, we will then rise to Verona. So all we have to do on this flight is already had the navigraph already set with the charts on the side on the tablet. We'll just have to set that up just when we just before we get ready to depart. And then that's it, yeah, going to Verona. So onwards and upwards tonight, guys. Thought do a 2-sector now. Both the thing is, they are real world routes with AerLingus. The only difference is this is a real world route, Dublin to Birmingham. The only difference is the bit where we're going from Birmingham to Verona. That isn't a real world route for AerLingus. It'd be going from Dublin to Verona. But I thought, since we're going to Birmingham, we'll do a little short one, and then we'll jump straight in for Verona as well. So. Might as well turn the VRs off, so we're going to be needing them right now. Add a little bit of power in, and then we'll just jump into a stand, probably this one right here, what I'm seeing, and then we'll get the aircraft configured around. 2-3 minutes we'll sit. APU's on now. Okay, which is on as well. Get the APU bleed just before we do jump. Don't want a dual bleed. But with the Airbus, it probably knocks everything out anyway when you do, just like it'll knock the packs out. Do the engine start. But yeah, thanks for joining me tonight, guys. So we'll be flying again in a minute. We're just going to turn the aircraft around, reload, and yeah, get back to it. We'll see if Verona's got like a VOR approach or something. It probably will, I'm not sure. Or if there's an RNAV, we can drop in on that. Haven't done really a lot of VOR or RNAV approaches with the Airbus. Everything's pretty much sort of run off of approach, apart from obviously the VORs, which are the CDFAs, chain CDFAs, chain continuous descent flight angles. So we're going to go into this stand right here coming up. We can drop into this one, whichever one. Go into this one here. We'll spin around. Ready for Italy. Turn around to be about, probably going to take about 5 or 10 minutes to get the aircraft fully configured, my man. So we'll take a 2-minute break, and as soon as that's done, we can punch her in. So we're going to turn right into this gate, get the power in, then we'll unload the aircraft, spin around, go back. We'll update the SimPrief profile as well, just to see if there's a runway change, like any winds, etc. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll turn the jetway on if it will work. Oops. Press the wrong button. There we go. Stand here, put the parking brake on, which is checked, to see if we can toggle in for the jetway. It's going to come out. Probably have to turn everything off. So APU is on, APU bleed to be checked, Pro V's can go off, taxis, one-way tunnel flights, leave the beacon on, we're going to switch around, turn it to normal, turn off the engines now, should be set. One left door open, touch of the jetway, so it should come over there, hopefully. If it doesn't, we'll load them up right from here, we'll deboard the aircraft, let them all get off, so there's chops and everything which is on. I don't think it's going to go, so we'll just deboard them off the stairs and they can make their way off the bus. Okay, so the APU's there and set, so in a few minutes time we will be riding it out. There's the stairs, they can jump off, bus can take them over. That should be fine for us. So that's the first leg done, we've got number 2 coming. So I'll be back in around 2 to 3 minutes time, and then we'll get on to our second leg once we get the aircraft fully set up, ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over the ground power, turn the APU off now. There we go. Okay, so I'll see you guys in about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so we are now back for the second leg of our flight. We've had our 2-minute breather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get our weights and everything of what we need for the sim brief now. The new one should come in. I've set that up from sim brief, so we'll just redo that. That should re-tab. Okay, refresh that, it should all go back. Okay, import next flight. So it should be there. Let's just generate it quick. Okay, so we'll generate the flight. That will then come up. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's up. That should import now. Okay, so there's our next flight. I'm just going to leave it be. On the departure route, METARs 3005, scatter 4006, 13 on the temperature, 1025, which is fine. So, what I'm going to do is, I've got the beacon on, get the ECU all started, it's already got the IRS aligned, turn that on, AP will fire itself back up, go back onto the flight plan, onto the initial, and get ourselves all ready. So, we're going from Echo Golf Bravo Bravo. That's going to take us to Verona, which is Lima India Papa Alpha, which is checked. The IRS is already going to be down. I'm just going to leave it be. Flight number today is Victor India 410 for this flight, and we'll just get that back in. So Echo Golf Bravo Bravo Lima India Papa X-ray should go in. Cost index, leaving out, we've got 10, and we're going for a flight level of 350, so nice and high this time. What I'm going to do is just go onto Navigraph, we'll get the charts up, re-import. Okay, sync route from SimBrief. So there's Birmingham. Get our ground charts ready for the taxi. So we'll start that off. Go back to our departure. Check that all and see what we've got. So on the departure route for Birmingham, we're leaving out runway 33. We've got the ADMEX 1 mic leaving out. So there's the 1 mic, nice and quick right there. And then coming in on for Verona. We're coming in for runway 04. And we're going to be taking the Tango Zulu Oscar to Juliet. So the VOR. So let's just find that. And then we can get it all underway. So the 2 Juliet. It's right here. So let's have a quick look at that before we do come. So we're leaving from the Trezzo VOR, follow that all the way down. Then I should imagine we're going to be transitioning at Ablid for the arrival onto 04. So let's go on to the approach. Got 04, it's got an RMP for 04, we could try that out. Let's see what the RMP is saying. So the RMP for 04, and then Rivet. Should be the transition that we come to. So we'll give it a try, we'll give the RNAV a try. So we'll just start that, come out to the arrival, then for the approach, and the arrival has been starred, which is lovely. So on the departure we're leaving runway 33 and we're leaving the ADMEX 1 mic. So there it is right there, which is checked. Okay, from ADMEX we're then going to the Yankee 321. Okay, Yankee 321, which is going to take us to MCook. Okay, from MCook we've got the uniform Lima 612. Okay, which is checked. Let's get the APU bleed on as well. That's going to take us to Ogulo. From Ogulo we've got Okazi. From Okazi, Akeko. Akeko is going to take us to Mu to Mediv. From Mediv we then got Mokib. Okay, insert that. From Mokib we then got the Airways Uniform Lima 612 again, which will then take us to Biban. Biban to Sierra, which is going to be another VOR. Then from Siren, we've got the Zulu 982. Okay, we'll leave that and we'll go direct to Tango Zulu Oscar, which is right in. It's right there and checked. Going into the flight plan now for Verona. On for the arrival, we're coming in for runway 04. We'll try out the RNAV for 04. We're coming in on the Tango Zulu Oscar, if it's there. On for the 2 Juliet, which is checked, and then for the transition we've got Rivev there. See if Rivev's there. So Rivev is there, which is checked. Insert that, that's all good. Over the initial, get our weights all set. Then turn the APU bleed off just for now, as you can't really hear that. Okay, so for mass and balance, make sure all the doors and everything are open. So all the doors and that are. one for our mass. So I'm going to reselect all that, that's all done. For the plough, take 160, got around 5.3, and our fuel that we want today, we are looking at 8.5, so we'll take 10, take 10.5, that'll do us. Okay, 10.6, and load the aircraft, if we can, if it wants to. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, so what's flight open? Let's have a look. Cargo's open. Forward stairs are on. Open the door. For some reason, I don't know why it doesn't want to punch all that in. So we'll be back in the chat, guys. Just got other things, looking at all the plans for this. So I don't know why all this isn't going in. Might be a little bit overweight. So I'll put 3.6. There we go. That brings into 10.4. Load the aircraft. Instant. So I don't know why the passengers ain't going to come on. Maybe it's taking the stairs away. Not too sure. Don't have a clue why it's doing that, unfortunately. Any suggestions? So all I can keep doing is just resetting, putting it back in, so not really sure why that's happening. So we've got a little bit of baggage. We'll cut down the passengers. There we go, we'll go to 10. I'll try and load that again. There we go. Okay, so that's our sorted, 56.5 to 37. And block fuel is at 10.1. Okay, which is in. Flight plans all in and checked. Go to the perf. I'll re-import that in just a second. That's it. We'll calculate that up. 141, 141, 144, 64 on the flex and 1. So 114, 141, 144, 144, flaps 1, up 0.1, and we've got 64 on flex 10. Okay, which is checked. So that's all fine for us now. We are pretty much all ready to go because we've done it on the quick instant, so it saves a bit of time. Just re-import that. Okay, which is checked. Hope it hasn't taken all the charts away. It shouldn't have. Should have it all there. Okay, which is great. Fantastic. On for the stars. Onto the airport. 3-3 coming out. Basically going to come out, long echo, swing on to Sierra, then Sierra 1 hold, line up onto 3-3. Then for the Admix 1 mic, we're literally going to come out, make a right hand turn above 1500, below 6000 for the Bravo November 3-1, and then track for 135 all the way on to Admix for 6000, max 220, which is checked. So, as everybody is happy, what we can do now is we'll release the tug and get the aircraft pushback ready to go. So we'll get the nav on to 1, which is checked, beacons on, emergency exit lights are armed, fasten seatbelt signs are on as well, ground services can close all of our doors now, the GPU, everything can be switched off, forward stairs, cargoes can shut, can connect the tug, parking brake is set, chocks are released. QNHs are 1025, I think. So 1025 leaving out of Birmingham. And we've got 350 coming up on our altitude. You can have a look at the arrival METARs. So variable at 1, 16 degrees 1016, which is fine. So tug's now connected. Can release the parking brake, and we can start the tug. Okay, down for the engine start. APU's on. Then APU bleed is checked. So we'll go for engine number 2. Start levers idle. See EGT increase. Okay, there's N2 coming in. Okay, now push the aircraft back. There we go. Oops, go the other way. There we go. So engine number 2 is now coming in. There we go, to stop there. Okay. Disconnect tug. Parking brake, which is on. EGT is now increasing for engine number 2. We'll check the company message as well. Okay, engine number 1 can come in. Okay, 2's increasing now for engine number 1. We've got up 0.1 as well. Just checked. EGT is now increasing for number 1, and we are pretty much now ready to go. Everything's in managed mode, 1025 on the QNH. VORs can go back on, which are checked. There's the buses switching over now. Engine number 1 now coming. Just give it a moment just so it can stabilise. Okay, there's the departure route. Engine number 1's now in, so mode can go to normal, get the APU bleed off, which is checked. Taxi lights can go on, get the runway turn off lights on, and everything else will do as we depart out. So parking brake is off, and we'll power on up to runway 33. So we can taxi down Echo, hit Sierra, run down to the Sierra 1 hold. That is where we will then take off for 33 off the Addons 1 mic, make a right hand turn, just passing through 1500 feet below 6000. Then we'll track on for the 145 for Hammond. Okay, so flaps 1, we're just going to go down. Okay, which is checked. Okay, auto brake can go to max, ground spoilers are armed, takeoff config is normal. Now make a left-hand turn, which will bring us down onto Echo. Let's do this, Anakin. Let's do this, my man. So, thanks to everybody who's tuned in tonight. I really do appreciate the support that you guys have shown. It really does mean a lot. So, thank you for joining. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, as there's going to be plenty more new flights coming on. And we will be live as well, so don't forget for that. So we'll ride it through, we'll miss the first turning, jump in off of Echo 2 and then ride to Sierra. And there's us ready to go. On for the flex temp, we've got a flex temp of 64, which is 86.5. Flaps 1 up 0.1, which is also checked and confirmed. Takeoff config is normal, and taxi lights got runway turn off lights which are on, pro piece are on. So we'll get a little bit more power in now and get our asses up to runway 33. Michael, my man, how you doing, pal? Hope you're having a great evening, my man. Taking off on a flap setting 1, so it'll be flaps 1 with the slats. That's right. I think what it's been with the videos is as well, it partly is to do with the hashtags. Haven't really ever been too good on that aspect of things, which has probably sort of delayed things on the viewing. So just kept it simple with the 3 hashtags, which are down in the description, and probably because we're live and doing all this as well. So here we are now, going to hit off Echo 1, and then we'll take a left onto Sierra, past the Sierra 1 hold, and line up for 33. That's it, my man. We'll get a few more views. We'll have you all in the back here, ready for our takeoff. So yeah, with the throttle, I tried to take it apart as there's a screw that you tighten to make the throttles more stiffer. But by doing that, it basically just it didn't do anything because the bracket come out of it. So I haven't been able. So it's pretty sloppy. It'll move very quick, which is why you might see it'll jump out of lever climb like just on the odd. So I want to Sierra now, right hand turn, get the strobes, everything on, and then we'll wave bye bye to Birmingham and say hello for a lovely warm Italy. That's it, my man, that's it. So TCAS, TRA, turn on the terrain, not that we're going to need it out of the UK. Okay, so this is 01 hold. I'm going to get the strobes and everything on now, just so we can. I have to fiddle about off of the turn. I hope you guys are having a great weekend and a great evening this evening. So here we go, onto that right. There's Sierra 1. And we're now line up for a runway 33. Okay, so before takeoff, checklist, auto brake is max, ground spoilers are armed, flaps are down 1, and cabin is ready. Packs are auto, which is obviously going to be checked with the Airbus. Flex temp 69, which is 86.5 on the N1. Okay, so here we are, runway 33. Get the landing lights on, which are checked. Get the departure in. As I said, with the departure, above 1500, under 6000, we then make a right hand turn, max 220 on our speed, and then we'll get 6000 for AdMax. So, before you guys are ready to blast off, there's only one thing left to do. It's push forward on the column, rise up to 50%, let it stabilise. Stable, and it's open. Let's speed alive. Knots, neutral on the column. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Just take it back. There we go. I'll keep it in throttle for now, just because I'm trying to do the rudder. Well, so see if we can get a little throttle climb for now. That should do us. So just passing through 1200 feet. You're waiting in for that right hand turn, which will be 1500 feet above. Then max 220 once we go onto that right hand turn. Now we take a look outside. As we leave lovely Birmingham. As we can see, max 220 on our speed, 2000 for under 6 by the time we make that rotation. Go onto that right hand turn now. Airbus is very, very nice to handle. It is very stable, you haven't got to worry about the trim, as the trim's done automatically. That's just coming up to our slap retraction speed now. And then we're going to hold at 220 for our max speed on the turn. So whilst this is going on, we'll just hold through, speed check, flaps up, let's drop it back in. Back, just a little one. So obviously flaps going to come back, so we're going to lose a little bit more drag. Now we're going to pitch up to hold that 220 on the speed. Okay, so there's 220. Autopilot can go in. Ground spoilers can be retracted. Runway turn off lights, taxi lights are off, which are checked. We can have a little view outside, so you guys can take in the lovely views tonight. So let's do this, guys. On to Verona, Italy we go. So as I said, if you guys are enjoying the stream, don't forget to drop a like. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and join the community as we go. So 6,000, which is mandatory now, which we're going to hold for until we get to AdMax. Once we get AdMax, then we go on to flight 100 from the limit and air cook, so all the way up then we're going to climb. Then once we do start the climb out, switch QNHs over to standard, and that'll be us ready to go. So let's do this. There's QNHs, over to standard 1013, which are set, passing 10,000, we get the landing lights off. So we can get in some of them lovely views of Birmingham, as we're going to be at 6,000, just for a few more waypoints before we then start the climb up to flight level 35. The weather looks quite clear at the moment. It's quite calm down in Italy, down in Verona. It's only a variable about 3, and skies are clear as well. So it's something very nice. Don't have to worry about it. It would be nice if we did have a little bit of weather, a bit of turbulence, you know. It is nice. The Fenix has a little bit of wing flex. You know, it's not too much. It's not rocky like the 737 or the PMDG, like very like up and down. It is quite a natural flow. I mean, the scenery from Microsoft is absolutely fantastic. You can't beat it with X-Plane. But the one thing that I do miss with Microsoft is X-Plane's physics. You know, that's something you just can't beat in the sim. So 6,000 now, all the way. We're on the sit still. Once we hit AdMix, then we are literally going to blast up and fly to 350. Get a little view out the front, as I've got all of my views basically taken up for like all of the controls in the cockpit. So for this one, you just have to move it forward. So I hope you guys are enjoying the flight as we now go to Italy. So we'll cross straight over the UK, straight across the border, past Amsterdam, or just in between Amsterdam and Paris, and then we'll go straight down into Verona, which should be very nice for us. There's Amdex right there, where we then track, and then we'll start that climb out once we move through. You can see the whole thing. There we go, crossing straight across. So we'll go in between Amsterdam and Paris. So enjoy the flight, guys, as we are here now. This is the last leg of the flight. Flight time, we're looking, it's around about an hour and a half. We're looking about an hour and a half. That is the routing for us that we've taken today. And we've got the Tango Zulu, so the Tremez to Julia for the arrival. There's the aircraft now going into its climb as we now blast up to flight level 350. Okay, it's just standard, check the recall, which is normal. Systems are normal, which is all checked. It's fine. APU is obviously off. Off all the engines. Conditionings, we can see the temperatures, we can see the flight controls, and we can also see our fuel. So on the fuel, we're burning fuel on board 9440. We're burning 91 kilos a minute. And we are ascending up at 3,200 feet per minute. So passing through, just passing through 9,000, landing lights can now go off, if we can do it. There we go. Landing lights are off and checked, and away we blast up now. It's very clear skies in the UK right now. We're using the real-time weather as well, so whatever is viewing, it must be clear outside. I'll reset the chrono as well. So the chrono is probably out by about 5 minutes or so. 2,000 up to 320. We can check the routing on the way. You can see what weather's saying down in Paris as well. We check the METARs down in Paris, as I'm sure on the departure we are going to go right over Paris. So checking out on the routing, we're going to fly straight over Paris and then just take a right hand turn, just slither past Lyon, go straight over Geneva, pass over Milan, and then we are going to be right in just opposite Parma for Verona for the RNAV 404. So we're going to fight a few, check the METARs for Paris. We can get a rough idea of what the weather's going to be like for us on the way. So over at Charles de Gaulle, there is some scattered and broken clouds, just around 4,000 and 1,000 feet, so that's nothing. We check down in Milan, so we're going to be descending through past Milan. So it's very clear. The skies look very clear all on the way. So I wouldn't expect any sort of turbulence. As a matter of fact, checking the winds down on our flight plan, which we'll have a look at. Also get the winds in as well. Okay, actual request. go back onto Simbrief and have a look at our winds all the way through on the departure. So once we get down to 35, winds around 30478, and that's going to hold around 78 knots all the way down until we get near to our descent point. Jump up to 82 knots at 290 near to Switzerland, and then it will start to decel all the way through as we pass through flight level 179, winds of 30048, and slow down to around 22 by the time we hit down the approach. So we'll see if we get any rockiness on the wings, which I highly doubt. Just coming to that right hand to the left. I did think it was going to be cloudy. I thought there was going to be a few clouds in the area tonight that we could have blasted through like on previous streams that I've done. But still lovely views, lovely scenery. That is one thing Microsoft does deliver. You can't fault them for that. Physics might be a bit off, but apart from that, everything's all good. So yeah, on the menu today, we've got the Shiraz, we've got the Sauvignon Blanc, got a few steaks whittling about a bit. For the economies, we've got a bit of toast. If they behave, then we might be able to chuck them in a little bit of the steak left over. If not, they can have a sandwich. 3.5 managed, everything's on managed mode. We're going to come in for the RNF for 04, so that's basically going to run off the approach. We'll get that in just before we make the turn. To then come in for the final approach fix, which I'm going to get the aircraft already established for before we come into that turn. So let's have a look for the RNAV. As we now pass through flight level 190. So the approach coming in, we're taking down the RNAV approach. And the star coming in is the Frezzo star. So we're taking the Frezzo to Juliet, which is 11725, so we'll be tracking inbound onto the 113. All the way through Edcog to Dervu, tracker 129, 5,000 until we hit Ablid. From Ablid, we're then going to get the approach for the IMP. Then from Ablid, we're going from a river. I'll double check everything. And then there's our initial fix. Final fix will be at Pevek, 3,000, 3-degree glide path. Minimums will be 590 for 370 on the decision height. They'll have a VNAV. Down nice and lovely. There's our altitude points as well. We'll see if they match up when we do come down. They should do. Okay. Max 160 at 5.6 nautical miles. So we'll configure the aircraft fully before we come down on this descent profile. We'll get the aircraft slowing down. Max 200, which should be 12.2 nautical for Edmob and then 8.5 DME. We'll then take that descent down onto runway 04. So we can see the coast now of the UK as we get ready to leave. Yeah, economy's got toast. They didn't fancy the upgrade fee, so we said to them, we've got a bit of toast for you. You know, if you're lucky, you might get a bit of butter as well. That lovely coast of the UK as we now leave to make our way over Paris. Marmalade, we can chuck a bit of marmalade in for the ones that do want it, but mandatory, we'll be chucking in the butter. Nutella, that's pushing it a little bit too far there, I think. You know, the toast, that's literally a luxury right now for them. But the AerLingus livery is absolutely lovely. You know, and what made me actually want to fly the AerLingus livery was I was watching on YouTube the Air Clips YouTube channel where they do the flights of all different airlines in the cockpit. And I was watching an AerLingus A320 leave Dublin, and just watching the setup and everything, watching it leave. I was like, you know what, I've got to do a flight with AerLingus because I haven't even touched AerLingus at all. Whilst being with Sim, it's mainly been like either EasyJet, Ryanair. I haven't touched TUI a lot really. Maybe a couple of flights I've done TUI. So I will be doing some TUI flights, but I do really want to go back to Skiathos. That is something that I do really want to come into, because we did do it before, but it was a little bit sketchy. So I want to go back to Skiathos and skim the hairs off of everyone that's watching. As we check now, our altitude, passing flow over 240. The skies are very, very clear today. A few clouds just over. Let's make that right-hand turn now. Just passing, looks like Midhurst. So as we pass Midhurst VOR, which is right here, 27 nautical miles, and then we move to the left. So yeah, it's a luxury, mate, you know. If we chuck that in the teller room, we're going to have to charge extra. So seatbelt signs, we're going to turn them off now. The cabin can run through, do what they need. Take the smoking signs off. Oh, actually, you know what? I think all along what we've been doing is I've been turning off the no smoking lights. So everybody's been having a puff in the back, and I've been telling every poor soul to keep the bolts on. 254. As we just leave, a few clouds over on the right hand side, which you can see. But the weather's been really clear over for Birmingham, so can't really fault it, to be honest. Can't really fault it at all. Check the recall, make sure everything's clear, which it is. Fuel on board's 8,007, 69 now is obviously the throttles. It's passing 26,000 feet. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As I say, I do really appreciate the support that all you guys show. It has been really good, you know. It's been a really good stream so far. You know, I'm quite surprised the amount of people that have tuned in, so thank you. To be honest, I wouldn't allow smoking on the aircrafts, definitely not. You know, it's a fire hazard, it's a health risk, and you don't want someone to be clumsy, drop one straight on the floor, or a bit of ember hits the floor, causes a fire, outbreak, you know. I mean, nothing to do with smoking, but even just fires in an aircraft, it's so dangerous. Like the Swiss Air MD, you know, back in the day, they had fire and it went down in the ocean for all of its wires and components being burnt, which then made them lose control of all controls in the cockpit, so they had no throttle, they had no control over their aileron movements, etc. And then the aircraft basically went down into the ocean. So yeah, smoking definitely not. I wouldn't advise it. I mean, if you was flying a business jet or something, then yeah, of course, them ones, they can do what they want, you know. If they want to light a cigar up or something, that's down to them. But I wouldn't feel too comfortable if smoking was allowed still. Back in the day it was. I remember going when I used to go to Jamaica and you used to see the little ashtrays that sit in the side armrest still, even after it had been banned, you know. But there is still some people that do light up one, you know. I have seen a video online a couple of weeks ago where a man's just lighting a cigarette up, with no care in the world, and just gets booted off the flight. So 10 minutes into flight, give or take another 5 as we put the chrono on 5 minutes later. Just leaving the coast now of the UK as we fly direct over for Paris. The textures of the Fenix is absolutely lovely. It's nice. It's got a nice natural wing flex to it as well. It's, the PMDG, obviously the 737 is my favourite aircraft to fly in the sim, but the wing flex, it's just a little bit too erratic, I think. It's just too. It's very snappy. It's not. On this one, it's very natural. It's a very natural wing flex when there's a little bit of turbulence, especially on this right wing. You can catch it more because the view's different on the left side, just by a few fractions. But the views are absolutely lovely. So the time on the sim that I've put, as obviously we've got live weather, so it's 12:10. We could could come in, but I'm going to leave the time like that. We're not going to mess around with it. Could have fast forwarded just a little bit of time, but we'll leave the time as we are flying, like I'm saying. We'll leave it as it is. It's a shame that we haven't got the weather radar sorted on the sim yet. That's something that would actually be nice. Put a little bit of music in the background for you guys. There you go, that should do it. So just leaving the UK now before we make treks to lovely Italy. You know what, Michael, that's very funny that you said that, you know, because I thought it was something to do with my sim. I know exactly what you're talking about with the PMDG when it's on climb out. When it's on climb out, the trim wheel goes absolutely spastic, and I have noticed that. And I thought it was something to do with my controls on the joystick doing that. The way that I knock it out is I just basically click the trim down or trim app, and it sort of knocks it out just temporarily until it starts again. But I do know what you're talking about. The trim wheel goes absolutely mad. And that is something that is quite annoying because it should be nice and calm, you know. So yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that because you're not the only one. I've noticed that, and if you go back on previous videos that I've done with the PMTG, you probably will hear it out on the climb out after takeoff, where it starts going a little bit ballistic. Over the ocean we go. We don't want no problems right now. If we do, we'll be turning straight back to Birmingham. But I haven't got any failures or anything set up to go randomly. It's all set, so we will get there unless we run out of fuel, which we're not. Once we come in, fuel on board will be 57 for Lipex, which is Verona. So 642 miles, flight level 350, which we're going up to. We're now just getting ready to approach for Oki. So it's not a long flight at all. It's not a very long flight. With the FlyJ sim for the 732. I quite like it where it's just a little bit delayed, like, because you can get really stuck into the controls, like you can really pull back. You've just got to be ready for it. And it's the same with the 747-200 because, like, obviously you're high up in the cockpit. You know, it can make you look like you're way too high. And I remember Flight Deck to Sim saying when he was coming in on a short runway, you know, don't basically start dropping down on the descent even quicker because you think that you're basically going to overrun. So just follow the profile and it will come down. And it's the same with the 747-200. You know, it looks from the eye point of view, looking out, it looks like you're gonna basically overshoot the runway way too high. But you're actually not. Just rely on the vertical speed of the profile you're coming down on, and it does come down all right. But with the FlyJ Sim, you just really need to on the 737-200, just need to really pull back when you're coming in on the arrival, right, for the touchdown. But I quite like that. I like sort of looking like we're going vertical. I like that because then you can really start to control things. With obviously in Microsoft, it's very responsive, so you don't really get a lot of leeway of how far you want to pull back on the yoke, like for the flare. And obviously being in the Airbus compared to Boeing, when I'm flaring in this Airbus, it's still new. I like to know my reference of like what I'm doing coming down onto the touchdown. Whereas with the 737, like once I pull back to flare, I know exactly whereabouts we are in relation to our vertical angle of where we're going to come down. But it's a bit different in the Airbus. But the 737-200 is a fantastic aircraft. Love the INS, love all the classic, putting in all of our waypoints all through the navigations. 747-200 though, that is the one, definitely the one. Yeah, that is actually true. I have noticed that as well with the speed rev card that it gives you on for reference. It does actually come a little bit short. Maybe it could be if you've been adding the wind component as well with what it's giving you. I know it is meant to do that, but that's what I usually do. Like whatever it says the arrival is, I've been adding the wind component as well. So you'd add +5 if it was under a 10 knot headwind. Anything over 10 knots you divide by 2. So if it was say 16 knot headwind, then you divide that by 2, which would be 8, and then add that to your current approach speed. But I know what you're saying. It's very close, near to the limit, and obviously the slower we're going, near to the speed tape for the stall, the aircraft is going to get a little bit less responsive. It is going to drop down a lot quicker. That's why with the 737-200, even the 737-800, I like to always come down the flaps 30 if it's nice and calm, because you've got a little bit more speed in, and you'll find on the flare, once you throttle back, come down on the flare, you won't just drop out of the sky. Yeah, it all depends, mate. It all depends. You know, you could try adding the wind component on top. Maybe that will just make it just a little bit more responsive. But just don't get too heavy in on the controls. That's what I find with the 737-200. Just don't get too heavy on the controls when coming in. Just do minor adjustments. I know what you're saying, though. I do know what you're saying. So we're just going to be coming over onto Paris in a minute, as we're just coming over the coast, which is right here. So we have Amsterdam up here, Paris, which is going to be right in front of us if you overfly. Yeah, the throttles as well, they are very responsive. But it's all part of the classicness of the aircraft, I guess. It's a very lovely plane to fly. 747-200, that's just everything all in one. You know, probably one of my favourite aircrafts to fly in X-Plane. That's what I was actually going to go back to X-Plane just to have a quick fly of that as well. Probably do a poll and leave it on the community for you guys to vote to see if you want to actually go into X-Plane 12 and have a burnout on the 747-200. Would be nice. I mean, who doesn't like the 747-200, even the 400? You know, it's a shame that they all got retired. There is a couple of 747-200s obviously still floating about. Once I left-hand turn and just break off the coast. A few little bits of clouds here and there as we come over, and as we hit down for impacts. There's a 75 knot wind. We're currently hitting 1-4, so it's pretty much sort of like a tailwind. 350, which is 11. Fasten seatbelt signs are off. And now anyone that wants to go to the toilet or have a wander about the cabin, feel free. Let's see if we can actually go in the cabin actually. It seems to be live, obviously you guys are aware. Let's have a look and see what the cabin's saying. So not on the door. So I don't think anyone's going to run in here today, you know. Things can't move, got to go sideways. That's the only thing. So if anyone wants to go and visit the cockpit, there we go. So we've got all the drinks carts, dolly trolleys. Lovely textures for the seats actually. I haven't even been in the back of this Fenix yet. So that's really nice to see. Lovely seats. Little Fenix signs. Little tray table. Get your seatbelts on. Yeah, I was going to say Iran does have the. Hold on, let's take this mic off. Hold on. There we go. Right. There we go. Right, I'll take the music off because I think something's wrong with the mic, Michael. So I can't actually change that, unfortunately. Actually, let's see what I can do. Hold on. Let's have a little go and go back to the filter. See what the gain. See if we can get that any higher. So I'm not sure. Let me know if that's made a bit of a difference. For some reason the mic's gone a little bit crazy tonight. Let me know if that's made a bit of a difference. Yeah, I think that has, because I can hear that as well. For some reason the mic's gone a little bit crazy tonight. Yeah, wicked. We can hear me on the voiceover as well. Right, so we'll get a little bit of music in. Yeah, something's gone wrong with the mic for some reason. It's always the case on Streamlabs. Streamlabs is just doing something with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just basically let's get that off. So yeah, with the seat and everything, that's rather nice. Yeah, I could hear it as well. I could hear the volume's definitely gone up now. So I hope that has sorted the issues. We'll get a little bit of tunes on, just a bit lower though. I won't put it on anything crazy. I've got a little playlist here. Don't want to get a copyright strike, you know. So let's see what we got. Let's put something else on. There we go. Okay, so let me know what it's saying now. You'll hear the music coming a little bit. It's not very high, but it's just something that you can hear. So I'm going to turn it up a bit more, and you guys let me know if you can hear me over that. Okay, so that seems alright. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to knock the gain just down a little. There we go, that should do it. Okay. So on to lovely Italy, 350 terrain is on. Don't know what we're going to pass. As I said, we're going to pass over France, then we're going to pass over Geneva, then we'll pass over Milan, next to Lyon, and then we'll be right in. Yeah, I've got a little playlist on there as well, so that isn't copyright. So we'll run it through. It's down on the shuffle anyway, so all the tunes should run through and play in. But yeah, back to our viewing. So let's go all the way to the back. So we've got the toilet. Let's have a look and see what's at the back. See the curtain pulled. Let's go and have a look. Got nice detailing overhead. That's lovely. I don't know if the seatbelt signs would show up. Yeah, there they are. There's the seatbelt signs. So that's really nice to see. Yeah, it's all live weather cut, so it's nice and clear at the moment. A few clouds just here and there. Let's take a lovely look at them engines as well. It's because I've got so many shortcuts set up for inside the cockpit. There's a few different ones that I could get. I've got the two backs for the wings. And obviously there's a few there, so there's a lovely view of the CM56s. Just like cloud coverage just down below, so not too much. But yeah, it's all live weather, mate, all live weather. Just a little bit of rockiness. Nothing that will get the passengers irate. So back to the back, let's see what we got. We're going to go and check the curtains at the back, see what's lurking behind there, shall we? Do the side shuffle. There's the exit. Just over the wings now, passing. I don't know if it's got the numbers. What numbers have we got here? That's row 19. So I did have the VR, I had the Oculus Rift S, and that was really nice. It was a really nice VR, but VR just don't agree with me. Thanks, Kurt. So on the PC specs, I've got I've got a 9700K, which is overclocked to 5.2 gigahertz. On the GPU side, we've got a 1070 Ti. We've got 16 gig of RAM, and on the storage side, I just upgraded it to a terabyte of SSD. So we're also running it on a 55-inch Samsung 4K TV. So yeah, that's what we're running, mate. Take a little look over to the left, see how the wings are saying. That's a nice view. Right there, that's nice. I know, legroom, look. You're telling me, mate, you're telling me, do you know what, saying that, does Pegasus know what legroom is? When I sat down, my kneecaps was digging into the metal bits right here, these metal pieces right here, this bit and this bit. Oh, it was agony. It was absolutely agony, mate. 4.5 hours going all the way. I was not amused. And then, because it was connecting over from Istanbul to Dalaman, when we got on the Dalaman flight, someone in front thought they was going to put their seat back. Put that straight forward and said, not today, mate. But the texture and detailing is actually done really nice. It's lovely. Fasten seatbelt while seated. Life vest under your seat. Is there a life vest? Did they put one? No, it's none here. If we hit the water, you better have your swimming lessons done. For your continued existence. And probably some other planes. Anything there? No. Okay, so back to the cockpit. We'll shut the door. Don't want anyone running in. Turn the video on. I forgot how you get the video on. If we turn video on, and then it's one of these, I think. I'm not too sure. It's up here. It's one of these. Can't remember which one gets the video up. One of them does though. So we're currently now inbound to Resmi, 140, 26 nautical miles, 11:30. We should reach there. Time now, so 2 minutes. Estimate fuel 12:33. We're looking to come in, so around about an hour's time. We've got off flight time. We've got some clouds in the vicinity coming in. Oh, it's next to the door lock. See, when I click it though, it's not coming up on the displays. That's the only thing. I don't know which button it is that I've got to press to get the video up. I'm not sure if it's one of these or whatnot, if anyone knows. Or is it not working? The CM565B4. Hope you guys are looking forward to the A300 that's actually coming in to the sim as well in November. That's going to be something to really look forward to, the Init Builds A300. As I've been really looking forward to that coming in, and with the November update for its 40th anniversary. So I suppose Microsoft's been flying for 40 years now. Yeah, I don't think it is, Michael, because I'm literally button bashing it, but nothing's going on, so I don't think it is. Yeah, you're right. Right, the lock. Yeah, the video I don't think is incorporated into the model yet, because it did just have an update, the Fenix. So I did update that before we flew today. But let me know what you think of the A300 when it comes into Microsoft. Do you think that's it's going to be a good aircraft? You know, you get the cargos out, the DHL, get some of the old school liveries back in, because the A300 is an absolute rocket to fly. Absolute rocket. Yeah, it is a shame, mate. It is a shame that the videos ain't in. Hopefully they do incorporate it though in the next updates. They should do. So we'll hope for that. That second leg of the journey. I was actually thinking of doing a transatlantic with the A320, but obviously we're going to do it with the A321 and go straight over to Dublin's hub and then blast it straight into JFK. But when you do it on SimBrief, obviously it says not enough fuel to do the flight. But I have seen someone on YouTube do the JFK flight with the A320. So in real life, obviously it wouldn't happen, but I have seen it on the sim, which has been quite nice. There we go, into our left-hand turn. So now we've got a bit of cloud coverage. We can actually see some nice little detailing of the clouds coming over. Yeah, defo Anakin, Amsterdam, JFK, big ones. As we start streaming more and more, we'll get some of them flights in. On the next stream, we'll do tomorrow evening around 6 o'clock. We'll get in a 3-leg flight, all operating around 45 to an hour each. So nice up and down, up and down, up and down. Literally, Michael. If you look straight up, you'll see us jet past the Aussie VOR. AC, that's the air conditioning. So would that be conditioning? What's the temperature right now? So it's 24 in the cabin, underneath 18. Probably turn him down a little bit actually. Yeah, we'll turn him down just a little. There we go. Keep it down. Nice and cool. It should drop as well if we take a look. There we go. It's slowly starting to drop as well. So company message. That's going to be the load sheet for us. It's kind of AOC. I want to have a look at that. So I'm not really too bothered about that. What I want to have a look at? Let's have a look at the config. So I suppose you can config everything here. Control F96. So this is the throttle profile and everything. Okay. Maintenance. Wind's currently standing 79 knots. 300 onto that right hand turn now. There's our ETP, which is the point where we could turn back. Well, what I'll do is after this stream tonight, I'll leave a community post so you guys can choose either the PMDG 737-800 or we'll come back out in this Airbus, because I quite like the Airbus, you know. It's very reliable, very, very reliable, you know. I mean, I'm used to the 737 like all day, but when it comes to the aircrafts, I do like the 737 the best because it's just more hands-on. But I'll leave a community post. You guys can let me know if you want to have the 737-800 or jump in with the Airbus A320. I don't know what flights we're going to do. That'll be something that I'll decide tomorrow when I've got some time, and then we'll come through. So yeah, I'll leave that community post. You guys can vote if you want the 737 out or the Airbus again, and then we'll take her out for a swing. There should be something to look forward to. I've flown quite a bit in the PMDG now, so I'll see if there's any updates before I do jump. Yeah, that's right, Kurt, you know, switch it up a little bit. That's why I'll go back from the that's why I got the Airbus as well, so we can sort of switch from doing the 737 all the time, jump to the Airbus, come back to the 737. Got the 700 as well, so we can whip out a few 700 liveries. Haven't got the 600. To me personally, I ain't really with the 600. It's very small, the engines are massive, too much power, you know. I mean, I've got the Takeoff performance for the 737, but it's just the case with the 600s, you'd always be coming on in takeoff 2, and if you can run in with a flex temp as well, then you'd probably be doing like takeoff 2 and a flex temp or something, because them massive engines on that little 600 is something else, you know. And you see the wind now from the back end just whacking at 80 knots. Still nice and stable. Yeah, the Airbus is nice. I do like the Airbus. I mean, I've always flown the Boeings, but since coming over to the Airbus and sort of the more getting into it as well, I do actually really enjoy it. Yeah, with the 737, I've got the Top Cat takeoff performance, so that has everything in there as well, which is quite good. So that's not bad either, and it gives you full takeoff performance, flex temps. You know, you put your weights in, it'll tell you what flap's set in, it'll show you your where the airfield's temperature, what's the maximum takeoff performance you can use, and it gives you like a chart and everything. So if I can get it on screen at some point, then I will show you guys how that works. But yeah, Top Cat Performance will give you the flex temps and everything that you need for the 737. It's got the 800 in there, it has got the 700. The only thing is you've got to fiddle about with the seating arrangements, etc., because it has different configurations. So I've just left it on the normal PMDG configuration for now. With the Top Cat's paid. I think, I'm not sure if you can get it like on a trial version. I think it didn't cost much. I think it was only like I think it was like 10 or 20 euros, something like that, I think. But it is worth it though if you want to. You can. There is another flight performance calculator, the ETOPS one, I think it is. I think it's called ETOPS. You can get that. That's free. You can even use it on your phone. In fact, that's and that's quite a good one. You can use that for the Airbuses. So if we just zoom in our map a little, you can see we're going to take a big right hand turn, and there is our top of descent, right there, just before the Sierra Romeo November VOR. So Keku, if you have a look at any airports that are about, you might see Geneva when we go over it. There's lots of them. Just have a look, see what we've got. Got LSGG, there's Geneva right there that we're going to fly over, and then Milan. So yeah, that was on the flight plan as well, and you can see it on SimBrief. It does show you the actual routing. There's a Tango Zulu, so there's a Trezzo VOR where we're going to start the arrival. So everything's all within reach, just about 240 over. So distance to go 396. Moving at 499 on the ground speed, decimal 767. If we really wanted to, we're going to Perth cruise, decimal 77. See if we can go to decimal 80. I'm not sure. Don't think I could change it there. Yeah, I'm just going to leave everything as is. But the 737, because just banged that to decimal 80 on the mark. Could have gone a little bit quicker. So mark decimal 76. As you can see, there's Geneva right there, just on our flight path, and then just passing through, got Lyon. There's Nice for Lima Foxtrot, Mike November. So we've got lots of little airports around. Then we're going to go straight over Geneva, LSGS, and then our top descent just before the Sierra November VOR. Ah, that's where the amaretto's made, is it? Yeah, lovely, lovely. We'll swing by, grab a bottle of that whilst we're on our way. Definitely. I didn't know that actually. El Serrano VOR. So yeah, top of descent point is in rage on the navigational display. It's lovely and bright outside. So we're not going to be running into any sunsets tonight, guys. But like I say, I'm going to leave a community post after this stream where you can vote for which aircraft you want, and then what I'll do is tomorrow I'll drop another one with the flight legs, and you guys can choose. We're going to be doing 3 legs tomorrow. They'll be short, they'll be around 45 to an hour each, so it's up, down, up, down, up, down. There'll all be real world flights, except with the real world flights I'll make sure that these are all connecting with the same airline that we do. And if you want a Pacific airline, you know, just drop your comments down in the comment section. If there's so many of the same airline, then I'll jump into that. I'll definitely leave a community post for you to vote on. That's not a problem. And thanks for all the support tonight, guys. I really do appreciate it. You know, everybody that's tuned in. You know, it's been a really big turnaround. As kind of let the channel go a little bit. I haven't really been focused on it too much. And I wanted to get some proper live streams, but sometimes with the performance, I had to find that perfect spot with the sim. And now, I think now that we've found it, things are going alright, you know. They're going good for it, so yeah. Thanks everybody that's tuned in tonight. I really do appreciate it. So far on the view side, we've had around just nearly 2,100 views, and we've still got around another 40 odd minutes to go, so thank you guys, I really do appreciate it. Subscribers have been really good as well. You know, we've got at least nearly about 30 subscribers tonight, which again I really do appreciate. You know, I didn't know that the stream was going to be that good this evening, so thank you so much for being a part of the channel. The Top Cat, I got the Top Cat off of Sim Market, so it would have been a download, but it was off the PC that I downloaded it. I think there's a Top Cat that you can actually get on your phone, but you can move it onto your phone. But I downloaded it off of Sim Market. So we're just going to go into that right hand turn then, and then we'll get ready to fly straight over Geneva. I mean, I would do some night flights as well. We will get some of them in, some night streams or some early morning, dark to sunrise streams as well, so we can see the textures of the sky, because the sky has some lovely textures for Microsoft Flight Simulator. That it really does. So what I'm going to do is let's have a little look at the weather to see what it's saying. Can we view the map? Can we view map? Is there a map there? So this is us right here. Not sure if we can zoom in or not, but that's the map. So flying straight over Paris, come past Geneva, and then straight past Milan into the runway. Okay, arrival METAR. So 010 at 3, we're coming in for 04 for the RNAV arrival. I've only done one RNAV approach in this, so this will be the second, and let's hope that we don't balls that up tonight. 16 degrees, 1026. Oh, it's quite calm down there. Okay, we're just over halfway there. FMC side, distance to go 350. As we now move on to that left-hand turn, which we're going to just brake off to in just a few seconds. 350 is quite high. It's nice when you're on lower altitudes because you can see more of the texturing onto the ground of the scenery. That's definitely a plus. Like I say, Microsoft Flight Simulator scenery, it is unbelievable to be able to do that, to be able to stream in. Obviously you have to make sure that you've got quite a good internet connection as well, so that is also a definite that you need to make sure that you do have. But apart from that, everything's A-okay. Afternoon arrival it's going to be, so not too much, not too much, not too much. I mean, I like the airliners, could jump in with props, but airliners are definitely for me. Boeing all day, every day to be a Boeing. It's a shame with Captain Sim. I mean, I heard some of the controversy over Captain Sim, which kind of put me off of buying the 777. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on the Captain Sim. versions are. Let me know your opinions on it as well, as I heard there was a little bit of dodginess going on with them aircrafts. If you'd like to see them in the sim, do let me know, leave a comment. You should be able to, my man. Hold on, let me have a look. Let me see. Let's have a look. Let me see if I can drop you a download. And I'll give you the link for the Flight Sim Soft. That's it. Let me just see. Right. I'd need to go into my emails to be able to actually send you it where it's from. If you go on to Flight Sim Soft, let's drop that in. Let's go into the stream, and I'll drop that in down into the chat for you, mate. Let's go into the chat. I'll drop the link. I'll do that through the PC now quickly for you. Okay. So let's just mute this. Okay, so that is where the top cat is. That's no worries, mate. You're welcome, Kurt. The FSJ, I haven't really had no run-ins with them, to be honest. Like, I've never had to really contact them or anything of any sort when it's come to that. So I can't really say that they're rude or anything. And I've never had no problems with the software. Actually, do you know what? I think I did actually try to contact them once, but they didn't get back to me. I think it was because of my. It was something to do with my my email. That was it. I couldn't get into it through my email, and I needed to change my email. And I think all they were saying to me was they sent me the email and it says it in there, but I didn't really understand what they was exactly saying. And it took about 4 or 5 different emails crossed back before we actually established the to be able to change it, you know. But no, they're not too bad. They're all right. They're all right. But yeah, the top cat cut. That's something that will help you. Definitely with your calculations, takeoff performance, flex temps, etc. Put your weights in and everything, and it will calculate everything you need. It's got landing calculations for your braking. It shows you your runway slopes, so you can stick that in the FMC page. It shows you if you've got intersections. It will show you how much LDA, so landing distance available, and how much runway's left. So there are lots of things on the Top Cat that really does help with. So definitely it is. I'd say it's worth it, because at least then you get some flex temps, and the aircraft isn't going to run at around 15,000 feet per minute, you know. So not too long now, and we are going to be on the ground in Verona. So there's our top of descent right there, just under now, 240. Distance to go 306 before we get to the runway, and top of descent, which isn't really there, but it is. So it's just around 200. It's around 200 nautical miles. So 205 to go, and then we'll be down in a lovely Verona. Thanks so much for your support today, guys. I really do appreciate it. Tonight's stream's actually been really good, you know, and I really appreciate the support everyone's shown. It does mean a lot. And don't forget to smash that like button. That will help the channel reach out to more new beginnings for the community, and get the channel more established and out there. And if you want to be here tomorrow, then make sure you subscribe and tap that bell, as we'll be back around 6 o'clock tomorrow, 6 PM British Summer Time. We'll be back tomorrow for our 3-leg journey, which should probably last us from 6 PM till 9. Thanks, my man. Totally appreciate it, pal. Be good to see you. I haven't seen you for quite a while, mate. Haven't seen you for quite a while. Hope your flight sim has been going great. Hope you've been flying to some nice destinations. So I would say in around about, not too long, probably, well, what's the time now on our clock? So that is now 11:51. Top of descent is going to be at 12:12. So in 20 minutes time we start our top of descent. Thanks guys, really means a lot, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow as well. That's really good, mate. Well done. You keep revising for that. No, and you'll get there, don't worry. You'll definitely get there, mate. Just keep your head down, revise, knuckle in, and you'll definitely get it, no problem. Easy. You got this, mate. Another thing, what's everybody's favourite airlines? That's another thing, like, that I would like to find out. Is like, what are your guys' like favourite airlines that you like to fly, whether it's in the sim, real life, you know, all over the place. We should be coming over at some point as well. Saying that. Have a look. Okay, so there's Geneva. So let's have a look and see if we can see her when we come out. Oh, Geneva's right in front of us. It's going to be somewhere. So Geneva is about 14 miles out. That's down here somewhere. Yeah, the BA Classic's nice. I've got a normal BA for this A320, which has got sort of black and white tail, like all the little dots and lines, which is quite nice as well. Yeah, I've had it a few times. I was watching Captain Canada yesterday. He'd done a 4-hour flight to JFK, and I see that he was getting that connection thing as well. So I don't know what that's all about, to be honest. I mean, my connection's fine. I mean, I don't know if it's just something that happens with everybody in the sim. I mean, download, we've got about 150 meg download. It's about 30 meg upload. I do see this from time to time, this connection loss sort of thing. I don't know why it does it. We see lovely mountains just in view as we go over. We'd better definitely get a wing view of that as we shoot past. We might even go outside and get that. So yeah, it keeps doing that connected stuff, so I don't know. Don't know what that's all about. Wanted the drone. There we go. So it's actually flying over Geneva. Just about now we should be. Yeah, good evening, my man. Hope you're well, pal. Hope you're having a great evening wherever you are, and hope you're enjoying your weekend. Yeah, I flew with Wizz Air just a couple of times. Ryanair, flew quite a bunch with the 737. Nice airlines to fly in the sim. Very European airline, Ryanair. Let's just get ready for the mountains, which are just in view. And Geneva's just down here somewhere. Probably gone past it now. There's Geneva, right there, I think. Can't say that's Geneva. No, I don't think that is Geneva actually. So everything's on the left. But lovely aircraft to fly. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So we're just around 120 nautical miles now from our top descent. We just get over the mountains, etc., and then we'll be ready to come in. You see the wings just slightly starting to rock, just a little bit. So, there is the Geneva VOR, which is 7 nautical miles, which is right in front of us, so it's probably right down here. And top of descent, 129, 12:13, 58, so in approximately 14 minutes we are going to start our top of descent. So 14 minutes time, get that on your clock and we'll be back down. When we come in for the RNAV approach, we're going to get fully configured before when we're coming onto that right hand turn, or the left hand turn I think. We're going to make sure that once we go into that, we're fully configured before we drop down into the descent and coming onto that pass. So we've got the RNAV approach coming in this evening. We've done the ILS coming into Birmingham. Now we've got the RNAV for 04 coming in for Italy. Lovely Verona. Another nice thing as well, it's got the there we've got the compass as well, which is quite nice to see. Lovely breathtaking view, all them mountains as we come past. See a little bit of a rock, so I might get realistic just to get a little bit of turbulent rock in the cockpit. The thing is, they want like €30 for it or something, which is quite a bit, you know, because I think it's realistic for X-Plane, but I haven't got it for this sim. So 10 minutes time, we're going to reach our top of descent and it's time to come in. So you can see the aircraft just wobbling about a little bit. So I've got around 80 knot winds. Then we'll get down and we'll see if we can get 2 nice landings this evening. 2 batters down on the cards. There you go, you can see some now coming in. The aircraft's just been rocked about a little bit. There's the top of descent. We'll check the arrival, which is our final approach point. But we're going to start the descent down. We'll drop that down onto the MCP panel for the altitude. So 3000 is our final approach point, which I'll drop now. Just get that all ready. See the aircraft jumping about a bit as well. 3000's in. I'll catch a lovely view of them mountains as well. Hey BK, my man, good evening pal. Very nice to see you today. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. And you're just in time for the last leg of the flight. So you buckle up, get your seatbelts ready. We're going to be coming down in about 10 minutes. You can see the winds now. We've got about 80 knot winds coming from the back end. So it's just a little bit choppy, but nothing to get the passengers irate over. So around 10 minutes time, top of descent's coming through. So yeah, we can see the aircraft jumping about quite a little bit on the wings. Winds down in Verona are actually quite calm, so it's just a little bit of air turbulence. But at least you get to see the wing flex, which is nice and natural as well. And yeah, I've got a mic on now, BK, so we're doing the live flights with the mic. We're back tomorrow. As I said, you might have missed it. I said tomorrow we're going to do a 3-leg part. I'll leave a post for you to vote on when I leave after this flight, and then later on tomorrow I will drop the Boeing 737 and the Airbus as a poll, and you guys can vote on that as well. So 3 legs check. See the wings jumping around just a little bit. It's nice to see. That is nice to see. Hey, top of descent, just under 80 nautical miles. Check it out on this side. Much nicer view coming from down here. Just going over the mountains, and then I think just as we get over them, it'll be time for our descent. Then we'll see if we can get another smooth one in onto 04. We did the RNAV into Scathos, but it just went totally balls up, so now we'll get it correct today, definitely. And you get a little bit of turbulence as well, just a little bit of light turbulence just over the wings. So it's going to be around 80 knots from the back end all the way down until we start getting around to around 140. Around 140, that's when it's going to start sort of slowing down. Hey Captain Spitfire, my man, good evening pal. Hope you're doing well this evening. You had a great weekend, mate. It's nice to see you here tonight, as we are here, ready to come down into Verona. See the aircraft doing its job, keeping us on track, keeping us nice and stable on the flight path. It's nice to see a bit of turbulence, get the wings going, you know, so you can actually see the wing flex then. So wing flex is a lot more natural on the Fenix than it is on the PMDG, as I've said quite a few times tonight. But we'll probably be taking the 737 out tomorrow, so you guys will be able to see what I mean by the wing flex going down with the 737. That's no problem, my man. You take your time, BK. You know, it's always great to see you though, pal. Really appreciate it. Thanks for chopping in and showing the support. It is getting a little bit choppy. They've just come over the tops of the mountains, reaching just in around 40 nautical miles now from our top of descent. Get the seat belts on. Let the passengers just get a little bit acquainted, and we should see the fasten seatbelt sign on as well. Yeah. quite nice to see. At least we know that they work. We'll get an aerial view just while we leave these mountains, and then we'll configure the aircraft ready to come down. Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. I'm doing good, thanks, pal. So I was saying, I don't know if you heard, we'll do a 3-leg stretch tomorrow. It'll be around 45 minutes to about an hour per flight, so it'll be up, down, up, down, up, down. As I do like long hauls, but not really a big fan of them, to be honest, just sitting up. I like to be more hands-on, you know me. That's why all my flights have always been sort of like short to just mid-haul. Because I can't sit there for 6 hours whilst the aircraft's just doing this, you know. I'd rather you guys seeing things happening and we're doing things, you know. Yeah, that's it, BK, you know. You never know, we might have an old deer in the back that's a little afraid of flying, you know. So put the seatbelts on, not to scare her, just to let her know, strap up and don't forget. So there's our top of descent now, 40 nautical miles in, right there on the edge. And then we get ready to come down into lovely Verona. Just smashing the potatoes up, yeah, mate. After the stream, definitely be getting something to eat, 100%. Been chewing on the Dominoes that I had from earlier, which is quite nice. So, our distance to go, 12:12 as we said, top of descent around 12:12, just over. So in 4 minutes time we're coming down. With the crust, I just think it's extortion. Like, you have to pay extra just to get stuffed crust. Like, I'll stay with the classic, but on Domino's side I'll take a sizzler all day, mate. All day sizzler, that's my favourite. Okay, so I'm going to start putting in the destination data. Speed error at Albid. So let's have a look at Albid. What we got? Where is Albid? Albid is 210. So let's check Albid out. Albid's 210. Which is correct. I just want to check the plan as well. That's one thing I want to do, put it into plan. Okay, Rivex, so from Addons to Albid, we'll just direct it to, where's Albid? Rivev and Gaviv. So if I delete that out, take out Rivev, and then we'll just go straight down to Givev. Let's just do that. Hold on. Okay, so now we've got a nice left turn from Albid. Ah, yeah, there we go, there's Albid for the initial approach fix. The old Texas barbecue, yeah, Kurt? Is that the one for you, yeah? So there's Albid, max 210. Let's see if we get anything. There we go, so Albid will do 210. Let's go and get our arrival perf in as well. So let's get the METARs in for Verona. We'll check down, see where our top of descent lies for us. It's already gone past. That was quite quick. Should have been right there. Let's have a look. Probably has. So I'll drop that in now. top of descent can come in, which is checked. It's going to get the METARs in for Lipex. Okay, METAR 010 at 3, 15, 1016. It's 1016 and 15 degrees. Okay, which is checked. Aircraft's now descending. It's going to go a little bit rapid because obviously we missed the decel point. Okay, so 137, flaps full. I'm sure you will, my man, I'm sure you will. Yeah, there's no rush, you know. I used to fly on Infinite Flight, hence the name Captain Infinite. That was where we first started going on 7 speed brakes. That'll drop us in a little bit. And obviously when I finally did get a PC, then moved on to X-Plane 11, you know. So you can't always forget where you come from, you know. There's the ground spoilers, let's open. We're on a descent now. The aircraft's going to descend quite rapid until we get back on our vertical deviation profile. But I'm going to get our runway turn off lights on and taxis on so we are prepared. Seatbelt signs are on. We'll test the recall, which is normal. Systems are normal, which is fine. We're coming in for a approach of 137, so that'll be nice and slow. For the Barrow, in for the RNAV, we'll get the minimums. Okay, minimums coming in is 590. But because we're doing the RNAV, we need to plus 50, so it's going to be 640. LNAV and VNAV, so running nav mode, but we'll hit the approach just before we come in onto that turn, and that'll be us all good. Yeah, definitely, Kurt, I agree. Infinite Flight on the mobile, that was where it all started. I mean, when I had laptops years ago, flew on FS 2002, you know, we had Concorde, A330 Professional and FS 2004, but then after that I didn't fly anything or do any sims for a good number of years until just a couple of years ago, yeah, when I got the PC. And it was a toss-up between X-Plane and P3D at the time. I was looking and I was set on P3D, but then all of a sudden, just before I was about to just get a PC, I see X-Plane 11, and I was like, geez, this is actually a really nice sim. And obviously, moving from Infinite Flight to a sim like that, it was a really big, game changer, you know. So passing through flight level 250. Buckle up. Yeah, that was what I was originally going to go on Spitfire. I was going to jump onto P3D originally. That was where I used to watch Matt Davis quite a lot. That was where I got the idea from for P3D. And I was like, yeah, this is something. So passing through 24,000 feet. Okay, speed, there we go. Ground spoilers are in. We can arm them now, which are checked. Check out the airport as well. Let's have a look at where we're going to come off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut the music. Can whip that off now. Get the replay system in as well. We'll shoot that on when we get nearer to our arrival, and then you guys can see the landing on this one that we'll do this evening. As we didn't do it on the first one, but we'll do it on the second. So that's all ready to go. Once we come in for 04, we'll use medium auto brake. Actually, do you know what? Seeing as we're going to come off right at the end, we'll just leave it on low. It's only 137 in, and then we can come all the way down, exit off of Whiskey, and then go straight in, literally. yeah, I mean FS2004 back in them days, like that was like a sim that was like, you know, you never seen things like that before back for FS2004. And if you put this or X-Plane 11 up against it, or even Peak 3D, you know, it'd leave it in the water, you know. Hey, we've got 100% on that, we take it off. So once we come in, we've got 3,000 metres of runway, we'll leave it on auto brake low, there's a military apron, we'll run straight down to the end. So we won't brake all the way, we'll literally just cut the brakes off and then roll down to Whiskey. Nice clear weather, all of our perf is done. So 137 trans level 6, let's have a look. That would say 6,000, which is there, which is all in and checked. We now should have left Trezzo. There's Trezzo coming in, we're going to Ed Dog. Okay, so we're just 10 nautical miles outbound from Trezzo now. Then Dervu, then make that little left hand turn onto the runway. So I'm going to make sure the aircraft is configured up just before we do enter in, and then we can activate the approach, and then the aircraft can start to do its funny business. Passing through 17,008, 10,000 feet, we get the landing lights on and checked. Auto brakes medium, ground spoilers are armed and checked. We're going to lock the door, okay, which is locked. Fuel on board currently is 6.3. Let's make fuel on board, which is fine. Let's pass through 6,000 feet. So buckle up as we get ready to rock and roll. So Verona is just going to be off to the left. Pass through 15,000, literally dead straight. There's our left. As we get the approach charts. Okay, we're on the Trezzo arrival now, just passing through Et Dog. It's going to be nice and lovely for us. Give it. And then we've got Ermod for the initial fix, which is 12.12. And we descend to 3,000 feet. I'm going to activate the approach once we literally come on. Then the aircraft can follow itself down. QNH we said was 1016, which is checked. That's going to be at 8.5 DME. So I'll let the aircraft come down to 3,000 and then run it in. If you see the vertical deviation, the lateral vertical deviation, then we'll punch the approach, and that will set the RNAV off. As you can see, we've got the RNAV there, RNAV 04, and that will track us then all the way down in for the 044 turn. Passing through 12,000 A, I'm going to start to get the landing lights all on and checked. Land elevations auto. You've seen land elevations auto as well. Six of the engines. Now as we bang that left hand turn, ready to go in. So, cabin crew, prepare the cabin for arrival. So it'll be a fully automated descent down onto the RNF. Hey BK, you're killing us here, you're killing us. Back in 83, geez. At least you got to see everything evolve though, from the start to finish. So passing through 10,000 feet now. Everything's all in and configured. Got the auto brake to low, landing lights are on and checked, ground spoilers are armed, and we're going to rise to 4,000 feet, drop to 3, and then that's where we're going to start the approach in onto the RNF. Exactly, Caps, exactly. I wasn't even born then either. So we are now all ready to go in. Seatbelt signs, no smoking, are on. As we're just about to roll through, see the vocal deviation that come on at some point as we start to come down. Set to 210, get the speed brakes in. On to the left, passing 7,005. Okay. Tell on the flight recorder now for the sim, so you guys can see the landing when we come in. 4,000 level, and then down to 3 for the final approach fix at 8.5 DME, ready to come in. So there's a runway right there. It's in sight, it's a little far out yet. We should see the vocal deviation that come in. Once we get down to 4 and then come down to 3, if we don't see the vocal deviation and the lateral deviation blocks, then I will hit the approach. Views aren't looking too bad, mate. The views aren't looking too bad. There's QNHs now. I'm just going to come back over to 1016. This is checked. Passing through 5006. I think it's going to be for 180. I'm going to drop down onto flaps 1. I'm going to have to speed up now. So it should be down for 3,000. I'm going to hit the approach and just see if that comes. There's the approach nav. I'm not sure if that's all going to pop up or not, so we'll see. We'll see if it does. 3,000 is meant to be in for PEVEC. Approach nav's in. And there's PEVEC. Hey, back on the mashed potatoes. Yeah, I could imagine BK up. It was very sketchy. So we've got the approach in. We've got approach nav and descent with altitude final. Buckle your mashed potatoes up. We're ready to come down. There's Pevek. Okay, this is 180. I'm going to drop down to 17. I want the aircraft fully established by the time we come in. So I'm just going to knock down levers, down to flaps 2, and down to 160. Gear down. 3 green. 137 was coming down as well. So if we don't get that, then what I'll do is around 750 a minute, I'll drop it into VS and come down if the approach doesn't work. But the approach nav's in, so it should work. We'll find out in a minute though. If it levels off, then we'll come straight down. Okay. Gears down, 3 green. Ground spoilers are armed, also brake low, landing lights are on, cabin has been verified and ready. So, there we go, passing down the descent. Flaps full, let's just knock that back. There we go. And we'll drop into 137.
2,500.
Oops. There we go. Very sketchy, these throttles are. 137. Okay, which is in. Final approach is active. There's a vertical and lateral deviation, which is in and checked. And we have the airport in sight. This approach altitude is going to be 3,000, which we've already got set at 3,000. 137, which is set. You got to remember BK's a veteran here. He's a veteran. There's the outer marker. 640 on the MDA for the decision height. It was 590 plus 50 for the RNAV. So that way we don't go under our minimums. The aircraft is fully configured now for arrival. Okay, let's bring the throttle across, hopefully don't knock it out. There we go. Test a recall, recall's normal. Okay, we can see we are around 750 on the descent profile. So as we're coming near 1000, what I'm going to do is we'll disconnect the autopilot. Okay, I have control of the aircraft. Looking around about 750 feet per minute.
Above. 500.
Okay, 2 red, 2 white.
Minimum.
Minimum, continue. Okay, runway visual, flying it visually now.
100. 50, 40, 30, 10,
Okay, speed brakes are up. And reversers are active. We'll do a low reverse. They're going to come off at the end anyway. Okay, reverse is going to be stowed. 60 knots. All the brakes can be disarmed. And a welcome to Verona, guys. So we've got the flight recorder replay, so stay tuned when we do park to the gate, as I will have the recording for you guys to take a look at as well at the same time. Thanks guys, hope you enjoyed the flight tonight, and tomorrow we're going to have even better landings than these, trust me. So we come off now, Whiskey, literally stands right there, so it's going to take not less than a few seconds just to park up. There's the whole shoreline. Okay, so get the flaps back in, everything can all come back. Okay, maybe you can get started. If that's turn on, strobes can go off, when we turn flights, landings are off, etc. And now we'll go into the stand. Hey, thanks BK. Thanks Captain, Anakin, Kurt. Thanks so much guys. And thank you to everyone who's joined in tonight. Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you are new to the channel, as I say, don't forget to subscribe. And be there tomorrow when we do our 3-leg journey. We'll probably be in the 737, so that'll be something nice to see. So I'm just going to swing in at some point here. Let's start to get ready to go. And then just before we set the replay in, I'll put all the landing lights on and that, so you guys can actually see that too. So I'm just going to park up down the end between these two gaps. Flaps fully retracted. Ground spoilers are up and off. They should be. There we go. And we'll come in just near the end here and park her up. Then I'll show you guys the landing, which should be very nice. So I'm going to park her here. I'm going to put a parking brake on. Right, let's get everything all down so that it's done for the landing. Get the flight replay system in, so we'll stop that and load that up. So if you just give me 1 second guys, I'll load up the flight recorder system, and that should be us ready to go. So if we open that, okay, let's get her in, there we go. So we should get some lovely views, gears down, that's all armed, and flaps are down as well. So all we've got to do is just get a lovely nice view of the airport, and we'll be able to get in. Hey, thanks Anakin, I enjoyed having you here my man, thank you. Hey, so I'd say that's about a nice view, wouldn't you say? About there, let's just run it down near to the runway, just make sure it's a nice one. We turn it just a little bit more, there we go. About there. Run it just to the end, see what it looks like. Probably bring it down just a little bit. There you go. Okay, I'll say that's about right. Yeah. Okay, so here's the arrival guys, so enjoy it. Yeah, well, I'll get the wing view in after the aircraft's come down on the outside, mate. I use the flight recorder replay system. I got that from the sim market. That is from sim market. I think it's about €20. Yeah, I remember the Norwegian. That was a nice one, mate. The old Norwegian with the snow. Definitely weren't a bad one. So yeah, once the plane lands, and that will reset it back up and shove it into a wing view for you guys to have a look at on the way down as well. And thank you again for joining me, everybody, tonight. It was really nice to see everybody. And there she comes, with lovely AerLingus. Such a lovely livery, AerLingus, lovely. Thanks, Kurt. A little bit of a floaty on the runway. It did come down quite nice. It was coming down nice and smooth, but I haven't quite perfected the view aspect of where to flare it at. You know, but lovely view, lovely view. I'm getting to the wing view now, so you guys can see that. Let's just load all of this back through, so we get them back in. We just get the replay system up, and then I'll be able to take you back onto the wing view. So everything's all set there. Take it all back, pause that, take it all back. Take her into a lovely wing view for you guys. There you go, see it from the left. There we go. And enjoy. Yeah, I haven't quite mastered the. I had it. It was coming down to be a perfect one. But then we just lifted that a little bit too much. Just came down on a little firm flex. So here's the wing view for the AerLingus Victor India 104. That was the flight number for this this flight. Tomorrow again, 3 legs. Probably be with the 737. So don't forget to miss that at 6 PM tomorrow, from 6 PM till 9. That'll be in. So it'll be a nice long stream, up, down, up, down, up, down, and we'll be going great guns. Hey Daniel, my man, good evening, pal. Hope you're having a great evening. Hope you had a good weekend, mate. Just missed it. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 PM. As I just said, we'll be back 6 PM tomorrow. We'll be doing a 3-leg stretch, so make sure you're there. Great, my man. Look forward to seeing you, pal. Yeah, I was just setting up, had a few problems with the audio, so just cut the stream off to try and fix that and then get it sorted. Everything seems to be okay now, so we're all good for tomorrow. I've heard this on the FSTL, But what I'll have to do is I'll have to take the old model matching out and everything out of the system that I put in for the V-Pilot that obviously wasn't working. I will get onto VATSIM and get that all sorted as well. But I'll do that when I do have some time to get that all done. As I said earlier, I like to do things properly on VATSIM, you know. I'm not the type that just jumps in and just goes, you know, but I will get the model matching sorted, no problem. There she is, there's the old wings. We'll get the spoilers and flaps retracted. And welcome to Verona. So, I'm going to leave you guys now. Thanks to everybody that joined the stream tonight. It's absolutely fantastic to have you all here on board. And I will see you tomorrow at 6 PM for our 3-leg journey, wherever we're going to go. I'm going to leave a community post up right after the stream finishes for either the Airbus Fenix or the 737. So do get voting, as I personally would like to go out on the 737. So make sure you vote and leave that down ready for us to go. So take care guys, have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you tomorrow for our 3-leg journey live here 6 PM. So get voting after this stream and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, bye bye.